Sometimes you get people who come to you and give you a sad story about their life. You listen to their problems and you figure that the Christian thing to do would be to help them, right? Wrong. Be very careful getting involved in another person's situation, as it can complicate your life so badly that your life may never be the same again. Before you get involved in someone else's problem, you need to ask the following questions first. Number 1. Does it affect my personal life? Does the problem directly affect you? Will it make you lose finances, peace, or affect your future in some way? This may be a selfish way to think about someone else's problems, but in many cases, you should not interfere in other people's lives. We all have our own load to bear, as the rain falls on the just and the unjust. Taking on someone else's load when you have a load of your own to bear can deplete your own resources. It will lead you to becoming burnt out very quickly, while the other person experiencing the problem ends up depending on your efforts to solve their crisis. They may even become lazy to try and solve the problem themselves. You should only get involved if it directly affects you and your family life. Whether it is a family member or a close friend, use discretion before you get involved. Number 2. Did God directly tell you to help them? There are times when people come to you for help and God directly and unmistakably tells you to get involved to help them. After all, in James 2 it states, "What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone claims to have faith but has no deeds? Can such a faith save them? Suppose a brother or a sister is without clothes and daily food. If any of you says to them, 'Go in peace, keep warm and well fed,' but does nothing about their physical needs, what good is it? In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." This rule should be your primary guide because God knows the heart of every individual. He also knows if their need is a legitimate one or not. So when someone comes to you for help, God will tell you in that moment whether or not you should help them. He may show you something that you would not have seen in the natural, helping you to make the right decision. Number 3. Does your help shield them from facing their own consequences? Be very careful helping people if that help means they won't have to face the consequences of the decisions that they themselves made. If they ask for help for a situation beyond their control, that is a different story. You can give and help as God leads you. But many times we get asked for help by people who don't want to face the music. They cause trouble or have a bad financial track record, and then they depend on others to bail them out. If you help people like this, they will never learn accountability or responsibility for their actions. It is wise not to help such people. At some point, the buck must stop. They must learn the consequences of their actions. The moment you step in to help, that is where you will be trapped. You will end up having to pull them out of sticky situations every time at your expense. Your life is not meant to be lived as a caretaker for irresponsible people who have made no conscious effort to repent of their behavior. As Proverbs 26 verse 11 states, "As a dog returns to its vomit, so fools repeat their folly." And lastly, number 4, does your help enable them? Some people ask for your help simply because they know you have a soft heart, which means that you can't say no. They use you to fuel their addictions and troubles without you even knowing. Sometimes they come to you with a fake problem, and because they know you have a soft heart, they know you will give to them what they want to continue their habits. This counts as enabling, where you inadvertently help someone in nefarious means. Proverbs 26 verses 17 to 19 states, Like one who grabs a stray dog by the ears is someone who rushes into a quarrel not of his own. Like a maniac shooting flaming arrows of death is one who deceives their neighbor by saying, "I was only joking." Without wood, a fire goes out. Without a gossip, a quarrel dies down. There is nothing wrong with helping people and having a soft heart. However, do not be afraid to say no. Guard your heart. You have a right to decide where your resources go. Don't let other people drain your resources for nothing. God will often reveal to you whether people's needs are legitimate or not. It is very easy for other people to take advantage over you, so be very careful as to who you help. There is nothing wrong with helping people. The problem comes in when they take advantage of you. You have every right to protect yourself and your family's interests first, because if you collapse, everyone that you are supporting collapses as well. Be responsible with your life and your resources, and let God show you whether people's needs are legitimate or not.